G'day guys, Retro here. I'm going to be doing a little review on, well, this is one of my favourite vices actually. It's the Danvise. A lot of people have problems with the fact that it's made out of a Delrin plastic material, but the majority of mine, I would have to say, is, well, this part here is metal. This part here is metal. It's the extension for the arm. This part here is metal. I've put it on a pedestal because it suits my needs. But the clamp's excellent. It's, you know, it opens right up to probably, I think, about 3 inches. So that's 70 mil. Also, the bobbin holder, it doubles up. I've made it into a gallows bracket, so what I do is I put it up high and I just put a hackle plier on the end of a spring, and it works really well as a gallows bracket. It's quite a smooth operation. I don't have any dramas with it myself. You don't need this unless you're tying flies where you need to get behind, you know, just to get behind the hook and work a bit closer, I suppose. It takes all different size hooks from very small to quite large. I don't think there's, you know, a hook in general that you can't use in there, you know, for general tying anyway. So, but just to show you, this is a size 26. If I can, if I can actually see what I'm doing, it'd be great. Hold on a minute. Let's just get something that's slightly magnetised. There we go. There we go. Okay. Excuse my band-aid, I caught it on a nail today. My thumb, that is. Okay, so we'll just lock that in there like so. And it's quite easy to adjust. So that's a size 26 Gemco Model 100. Now, to release that and put a larger hook in, now this is a Mustad 3/0 tarpon hook. Okay, this is a fairly thick hook. It's, you know, reasonable gauge. So what you do, if you look at this, you just open it up with this knob just here. Just if you set it wide enough, and I don't know if you can see, but I've put the knob here, the lever should I say, I've put it just so that it's gripping. And you can put that anywhere you like, but I'll put it about there. And then just that last little bit, it's not going anywhere. Don't worry about the flex here, but look, that's really quite solid. You can adjust centre of rotation. What we'll do is we'll bring that down a little bit. There we go. About there, I reckon that'll be centre of rotation. Now, that's pretty good for a large hook. I mean, not many vices give you that ability to set the hook on centre of rotation quite like that. I've got some little circle hooks here, and this is a size 2. If I can just get one out of the packet. There we go. Now these are black circle hook in size 2. Now I'll pop that in there. It needs adjustment, so just a couple of turns. We'll set that probably about there. Just lock that off. that's pretty damn solid. So we can, actually I'll drop it down a little bit, there we go. About there. That's pretty good rotation. Look, the hook itself is cranked to one side, so it's probably not the best hook to use. I'll try another one. There we go. We'll try a B175 Camasan traditional trout hook. Slightly smaller, again, but probably the kind of hook that is a general size. Now you pop that in there, it's too loose, so we'll just adjust that slightly, and that's biting just there, and that last bit, clamp it over, you're not going anywhere. We'll bring that up to center of rotation, maybe drop it down a little bit, about there somewhere. There we go, that looks better. Maybe I haven't got that right, but anyway, look, maybe there would be better. It's not too bad. I mean, look, you can play around with it and get it exactly right where you need to get it. You can lower it, you can make it higher, it's up to you. I mean, that's obviously off rotation. That looks pretty close there, actually. Just turn it around a little bit. Look, for all intents and purposes, it's pretty good. You can mess around with it. But the other thing I want to mention is you can take this arm off like oh dear, we've had a malfunction. Well, that's not very good. The screw, the thumb screw that I use to set it in has actually malfunctioned. I will have to renew that. What I was going to say was, if you take this out of here like so, like that. Okay, now you have the the jaws of the vise in your hand like so. If you drill a hole just here, you can slide that in, remove this obviously, slide that in so that it goes in where this comes out, and then you've got an inline vise. So you can use it for doing your clousers and things like that. So I've done a bit of customization of the fly vise, and it works very, very well. However, I would suggest you get a good quality thumb screw. This thing here. This was one that was sent with the extension arm, and it's just decided to do its own thing. So look, these things happen. If they didn't, then we wouldn't have to replace stuff. Okay, so look, it's a really nice little vise. You know, I've got more expensive vices. I have a Dyna King Barracuda, which I love to tie on as well, but for some reason I keep going back to this Danvise because it's fun to tie on, you know. So and especially putting it on a pedestal, it brings it up to height, and it's very easy to use. Like I say, you can custom things to suit your needs at the end of the day, and it's in a great price range. I mean, this one for me was, I would have to say, it was quite cheap. It was under $100. All right, it's probably 3 years old now, this particular vise, but under $100 for a vise that's going to serve you quite well for some time. If you're careful with the vise jaws, I think they have changed the vise jaws. I think they've made them quite stumpy, which has helped with the problem that apparently the jaws had. I think a lot of it was user error, but I haven't had any problems at all. Look, it's so easy to, like I say, if you just set, well, you can undo that a little bit. If you just set it so that that's sitting about 45 degrees, so that's roughly 45 degrees, and then you clamp that last bit, you're not going to have any problems with the jaws. They're rock solid. So, and there's no groove in the jaws, they're flat faced, so for it to be able to do that is incredible. Now, they will hold larger hooks. If you open that up, you can, look, these are scissors, so, I mean, that's fairly thick. I can pop that in, he says. I'll open up a bit more. There we go. I can pop that in, and I can lock that off. Just the same. I mean, it's fairly, I mean, you can adjust it to make it tighter, obviously, but it's pretty awesome. Like, that's not going anywhere. That's pretty solid. So, if anybody has any doubts about this vise, the Danvise, they're unfounded. It's a great little vise. If you look after it and you do the right things, you set it up correctly, you'll have years of use out of this thing. Anyway, I think that's enough from me. Tight lines and screaming reels, and enjoy your fishing.